Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you a pen that I got quite some time ago from Jet Pens, October the 6th, 2020, brand new. That's what it came with. It has a little, also a cartridge that it came with. And it came in this nice plastic case with this, which I will recycle. Okay, and it is called, and forgive me if I don't pronounce it right, did not come with that. This is called the Schon DSGN Pocket 6 Fountain Pen in polished copper, and I got a fine nib. And it has some weight to it. And the Kokeiro raw bronze clip fits on it, so I added it to there. And it unscrews like so. 1.5 basically. It has treads here, here, and in the lid there. And screw it on like that. It is hefty. It's a small pen, but it's heavy for my hand. Very back heavy. But it's a heavy pen even just like that. Just this part. But you can see where it fits in my hand there. Right in the crook of my hand. And it has a really, really long nib on it. And this one, like I said, is the fine nib. I've added a Kokeiro mini converter, but we might have to do what we did yesterday. Oh no, see? It fits, and it's open. Not all the way, but it's open. Let's see. That's really surprising. It opens more than the other one, the Lilliput. Okay. I think that'll be pushing it. No way it'll do it like that. No way. Yeah, you can see. But it's almost able to fill up all the way, but not quite, as you can see. That's the space that you'd have to push it to. So it is over half way that you can fill it with ink, as you can see. So that's exciting. So that's what I'm using. This is a Kokeiro mini, and I just put it in there like that. So we are going to fill it and see how we fare. I told you I'm just into these mini pens. So the ink I picked, I've already swatched because I've had this for a long time. Takeda Jimuki Kyo Kokeiro, number 3. This is it. This is what it looks like here. So here's a close-up I like the greens, these kind of greens and yellows. I just really like it. Okay. You know, maybe we should do a different color, because let's see if I've filled this up in a fountain pen before. I'm sure I have. But let's just check, shall we? And see how long it's been. Here's another one. This is the number 4. Have I not filled it up? I wonder. Have I not used this color before? I don't usually change my mind like that at the last minute. Oh, here's another one. Filled up. Oh, not in that swatch book anyway. Because I do have several greens filled, but if I have never filled this, then we'll stick to the plan, as it were. Cayenoto. No, it doesn't look like it, so I think we'll just stick with it then. That's another pretty one, the Platinum Forest. Yeah, so I haven't done it yet, so we'll stick with that color. You know what would be fun though, is if you could pick the color that you want to see filled up. Maybe we ought to do that. And if you see, I'll go through my colors of ink, and if you see something that you would like to see filled up in a pen, then you can tell me. There she blows. Now is quite a bit of air in this. I want to burp it like a syringe. But I'm afraid it'll come out of the feed. There it goes. See, it went down. So now I can expel all that air out. That is completely unnecessary, and there it's trying to come out now. But yeah, cool. Good deal. The more you play around with your fountain pens and, you know, just fiddling around, the more you figure things out. But again, each fountain pen is different, you know. But it's all the same concept, right? But in any event, you should see this color on my white. I'm not going to show you. Sorry, but it's just one of my old washcloths that I specifically use for like clean things. Not cleaning, but for clean things. For cleaning things off, but not cleaning like the kitchen or something, no. I guess I should have some paper towels up here, huh? But I always just use these and wash them, and it doesn't seem to ruin the other ones, so anyway, that's a tangent. That's a nice sound and feeling. The glass with the plastic lid. Oh yeah. That I veer off. Okay, moment. See that? Now I have a lot of pens, like I said, in green already filled up, so it's down pretty far. There we go. Let's just test it out, shall we? See, this is a very different green than this one. The sap green from Ackerman. It's different. This one is different. So, and this is it's not very extra fine, but it is a fine nib, so. And being that it's fine like this, it's not as saturated of a writing experience, you know what I mean? Definitely feedback again on this one. You can write super small though. Extreme close up. I'm only taking up half of the space. Here are the dots, right? So if you want to write teeny tiny, you can. Tiny cursive. Nothing really when writing it, trying to do it in reverse. So it's pretty dry. With this fine nib. Can draw, no problem. But you get the idea. So okay. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is my usual. Let me know in the comments below if you care to share, if you want the close-up views or you prefer it at a higher up angle like that when I am doing my logs. So what I'll do is I'll just scoot this part forward and then I'll catch you guys at the end and we'll look at it, okay? Enjoy. Okay, so on the first paper that I used, which is this Rhodia pad, just this portion right here, it felt very dry on here when writing. Okay, that's what I thought it was going to be. No ghosting whatsoever. Even when I went in and did a lot of heavy pressed lines, no bleed through. Then, on this paper, which was next, which is my Taroko Shop Enigma, it was less toothy than on the Rhodia pad, and a lot more saturated. A very smooth writing experience. Let's see. There's ghosting. Yes, there's ghosting. Almost some bleed through right there, but no cigar, if you will. Okay, and then in my Hobonichi Tomoe River paper notebook, very smooth as always. No toothiness, no feedback. I mean, and that's a personal preference because that's a very subjective thing about how you feel when you're writing. So, ghosting. I can feel my writing, which I like, I always have, and no bleed through. And then, last but not least, in my Taroko shop, in my so many papers, right? In my Leuchtturm 1917, I was really surprised that this was a very saturated writing experience. Just a teeny little bit of toothiness, but it was very saturated when I was writing, and I like that feeling. I thought, oh no, with the Rhodia pad, I prefer a more saturated writing experience, and I thought it was going to be like that in here too, but it wasn't. It was very saturated, so I enjoyed that. Slight toothiness, and as you would expect, no bleed through, some ghosting. But this is a neat little pen. And I got it quite some time ago, but this is the first time I'm inking it up, which is fine. I think it pairs well, very nicely with this beautiful color of green. So this again is the Schon, S-C-H-O-N, Design Pocket 6 Fountain Pen, Polished Copper with a fine nib. Really like it. It's a little bit heavy for me, but not too bad. And as you saw, I did post it to write because it is a small pen. Let's compare it to, basically the standard, right? Which would be the Kokeiro Brass Sport, and then the Lilliput. I think that's a good model for the small pens, the minis, if you will, because a lot of people use Kokeiro. So the Brass Sport is longer than your Lilliput, and then the Schon is the shortest one of all. However, it is thicker than the Lilliput. Let me see if it's thicker than... Yeah, it's even thicker than the Brass Sport. This is like the same weight as the Kokeiro Brass Sport. That's how heavy it is. This is a pretty heavy pen too, but not nearly as heavy as the Brass Sport. But this is a contender with the Brass Sport in terms of weight. So, again, it's completely smooth, like the Lilliput. It has the treads exposed here and here, like the Lilliput. But there's your comparison shot of size and length. So, let's go one step further, shall we? A little handy-dandy little ruler right here. Let's use this one. So it's about 8. And this little part right here is domed at the top, so it pokes out a little bit further than this little part. So I'm going to extend that a little bit to meet that. So 8.5 centimeters. Yeah. So it's a tiny little pen. This might be the smallest pen that I have. But I would have to measure all of them, so we'll see how that goes. But that is my share for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked what you saw, feel free to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I wish you all a very beautiful day. Bye.